the craziest royal family conspiracy theories about Prince Charles and Camilla. The British royals certainly aren't strangers to odd reports and wild rumors being made about their family over the years, but some claims about Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles, specifically, have really left people scratching their heads. From having a secret love child to being a vampire, yes, a vampire, here are some of the craziest conspiracy theories about the future king and his wife. Charles and Camilla have a love child. This claim was first made by Simon Durante Day in 2016. The Australian man was adopted when he was 18 months old and says that his adoptive grandmother, who once worked for Queen Elizabeth II, told him that he is Prince Charles and Camilla's son. "I was very close to my grandmother and she told me many times that I was Camilla and Charles' child," Durante Day alleged. "She didn't just hint at it, she told me outright." The problem with his story though is that he was born in 1966, so his timeline about the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall being his biological parents is off, since the pair didn't meet until the early 70s. Still, Durante Day is convinced that he is their love child and that one day a DNA test can be done to prove his claim. Prince Charles is a vampire. This bizarre story gained traction in 2011 following Prince Charles' own admission about his genealogy. CBS noted while promoting a TV show about his keen interest in Romania's Transylvania, the heir apparent revealed that he is related to Vlad the Impaler, who was the inspiration for Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. Since vampires aren't real though, it should be obvious that Prince Charles isn't an evil bloodsucker. Camilla is Catholic. This story carries weight because Camilla was previously married to Andrew Parker Bowles, who is Roman Catholic. Moreover, their children, Laura and Tom, were raised Catholic. However, the Duchess of Cornwall is Anglican and did not convert to Catholicism when or after she married her first husband. Charles plotted Diana's death to marry Camilla. Many conspiracy theorists believe that the royal family, particularly Prince Charles, might have arranged Princess Diana's death. In 2003, Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, claimed in his book, Royal Duty, that the princess sent him a note and told him he should keep it just in case. According to Burrell's letter, Diana feared for her safety and was worried that Charles was plotting to have her killed so he could remarry. "This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure, and serious head injury," Diana allegedly wrote. Some royal insiders have argued against that, saying that Burrell could have forged the prince's handwriting and wrote that letter himself. On April 9, 2005, Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles married at the Windsor Guildhall in an intimate civil ceremony. After the two were pronounced husband and wife, they headed to Windsor Castle to receive a blessing from the Archbishop of Canterbury. According to the BBC, nearly 800 friends and family came to show their support. It was there at Windsor Castle that Charles and Camilla vowed to remain faithful to one another for the rest of their lives. Of course, this was somewhat ironic considering how much of the royal couple's decades-long romance was marred by infidelity. Less than 10 years earlier, Charles' marriage to Princess Diana ended after his infamous relationship with Camilla came to light. Diana was beloved by many and even considered to be the people's princess. Needless to say, there were plenty of folks who were none too pleased with the prince's sordid affair. Now that many years have passed, the details about Charles and Camilla's relationship have faded into distant memory and, with it, you've probably forgotten some of the incredibly weird things about their marriage. But don't worry, we'll jog your memory. Charles and Camilla are related by more than marriage. My great-grandmother and your great-great-grandfather were lovers, so, how about it? Those words were the first ones Camilla exchanged with Prince Charles, according to Notorious Royal Marriages, a juicy journey through 9 centuries of dynasty, destiny, and desire. Although the prince and Camilla would not marry until 2005, they first met at a party in 1970. When Camilla made this unusual introduction, she was referring to her ancestress, Alice Keppel. However, since then, Genealogy Today reported that Ancestry.com proved an even stronger link between the royal couple, their 9th cousins once removed. The article explained that Charles and Camilla both descended from Henry Cavendish, the second Duke of Newcastle. Additionally, they could also be half-second cousins once removed. This would be the case if Sonia Keppel, Camilla's grandmother, was indeed the illegitimate daughter of King Edward VII, as it has long been believed. Any way you slice it, though, Charles and Camilla are definitely related. The Queen was absent from Charles and Camilla's wedding. By the time Charles and Camilla married, they were both in their late 50s. While everyone still remembered their scandalous love affair, the shock had long since passed. The repercussions, however, continued to linger. Perhaps the most notable effect was the Queen's absence from Charles and Camilla's wedding ceremony. According to the Telegraph, Queen Elizabeth II gave her reasons to a friend, saying, "I am not able to go. I do not feel that my position, as Supreme Governor of the Church, permits it." The friend noted, "The Queen feels she has to put her role with the Church before her role as a mother." A senior royal aide concurred, telling the publication, "The venue was never the issue for the Queen. The civil nature of the service is the issue. She did not feel it was appropriate for her to attend." Her Majesty did, however, decide to attend the blessing after the ceremony. These days, Camilla is almost always present at royal engagements and is often pictured standing near Queen Elizabeth II. Still, we imagine the Queen's absence from her wedding must have hurt. Camilla had to be coaxed out of bed on her wedding day. It was a big deal that Queen Elizabeth II didn't attend her son's second wedding, but it would have been a much bigger deal if the bride didn't show up. And, as it turns out, that's almost what happened. In an adaptation from the book The Duchess, Camilla Parker Bowles and the Love Affair That Rocked the Crown published by Vanity Fair, royal biographer Penny Junor revealed that Camilla Parker Bowles was sick with sinusitis during her wedding weekend. On the day itself it took 4 people to coax Camilla out of bed, Junor detailed. It wasn't just her sinus infection that was at play, though. It had become more an issue of nerves, according to the biographer. She literally couldn't get out of bed, Lucia Santa Cruz, Camilla's friend, revealed in the adaptation. It wasn't until Camilla's sister, Annabelle, reportedly threatened to put on Camilla's gown and walk down the aisle in her place that Camilla got up and got dressed. Slowly, as the day wore on, she relaxed, reassured and supported as always by having her family around her, wrote Junor. Camilla has children too. We often hear so much about Camilla's royal stepsons, Princes William and Harry, that we forget that the Duchess has 2 children of her own from her first marriage. Son Thomas Parker Bowles was born to Camilla and Andrew Parker Bowles in 1974, and daughter Laura was born 4 years later in 1978.